Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News with your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia. And we are once again sponsored by Miskatonic Books. Thank you so much, Miskatonic Books, for your sponsorship. It really helps a lot, and I'd like to point you guys to Miskatonic Books' wonderful website and their social media outlets. And if you hop over to miskatonicbooks.com, you'll be able to find all the latest and greatest releases, some sales, some very, very exciting sales, always, and some books that have been out of print, some books where maybe the publisher sometimes isn't always very reliable if you order directly through them. And Miskatonic Books makes sure that you actually get exactly the book that you've ordered, which is very, very cool. They also have some in-house publications, and they also have some publications where they are directly helping another maybe very small publisher. I guess this is the case with Grail Publishing over here, Sigrun and the Mist being the upcoming book by Jack Grail, and yeah, in-house publications, as I was saying, for example, Gateways Through Stone and Circle by Frater Ashen Shassan, which has been entirely re-illustrated, AI-free. Very, very excited about this. And that's going to be available. It's currently available to pre-order already, but yes, the process of actually making real artist art is well, has pushed the schedule forward a little bit, and so I guess we'll be seeing that a little bit later on in the year. But it's still very, very exciting to see that 10th anniversary edition coming up very soon. Right, let's move on to the news this week. Avalon Working is now released, and it's available to purchase. In fact, I believe that Anathema Publishing, Miskatonic Books, have copies already. Let me just check that. Avalon, if I just do a search for Avalon Working, yes, here it is, already in stock in the US. Naturally, if you're in the UK or in Europe, then probably the best way to go about it is to go directly through Scarlet Imprint. Now, this is a book that's been on my radar for a little while now. Mark Nemgland's Avalon Working is equal parts grimoire and devotional gazetteer and visionary journey. The work passionately argues for Glastonbury as centre of emergence and initiation, a latter-day Eleusis. That's quite a claim. Through essay and ritual, the author invites readers to actively participate, in the Holy Island's unfolding destiny, in partnership with its spirits and powers to co-create its mythopoeia, and in doing so, forge a new Avalonian covenant. I don't know about you guys, but this sounds very, very exciting to me. We've got a look at the hardcover and at the paperback right here, and it looks. I mean, it's going to be a beautiful book coming from oh, come on, Scarlet Imprint. But yes, just as usual, you know, just imaginative design and attention to detail, and just very, very high quality binding, and exciting content. It's what Scarlet Imprint do, right? And you can have a look down here at the full description of the book and at the list of contents, table of contents down here. I think that's lovely. Very, very cool. Yes, all right, links to that down below. News from Hadean Press. I literally just got the email, as many of you probably did also a few moments ago, the Night School Volumes 1 and 2 Special Limited Edition boxed set, including the Sworn and Secret Grimoire and Cyprian's Offices of Spirits, bound in black leather cloth with printed marbled M papers with ribbon marker, with slipcase covered in printed marbled paper to match. 300 copies are available exclusively from Hadean Press. The email was saying that not many copies are left already, right? So hopefully, if you're watching this early, right, if you're a member watching this on Thursday, 23rd of May, if you're not a member watching this on the Friday, 24th of May, then hopefully there are still some copies still available. But this is really nice. It's just a lovely tribute to Jake Stratton Kent's work, and it's just very beautifully done from what I can see here, right? Oh yeah, we get some images of the covers. So this is bound in so it says leather cloth. Okay, black leather cloth. So yeah, I don't know what that exactly means. Maybe it's actual leather, maybe it's a faux leather, but either way, it looks very beautiful. The Swan and Secret Grimoires, a guide to grimoiring, which renders the grimoires comprehensible and user-friendly in a time where they were regaining their deserved prestige as monuments of the tradition preceding the Christian era, while nonetheless rooted in it. For more details, see the Sword and Secret Grimoire. And then Volume 2, Cyprian's Offices of Spirits, which I gave you guys a quick look at a few weeks ago. Was it already a month? Moves between history and practice, taking its inspiration from Nathaniel Mulf's Petit Manuel du Devin et du Sorcier, through which it highlights the folkloric elements of grimoiric practice and the benefits of ritual timing. And for more details on that, you can go over to the page about that book specifically. But yes, the links to both of these can be found below. This is the cover of the paperback edition and of the regular hardcover edition of Cyprian's Offices of the Spirit. So part 2, right, of Jake Stratton Kent's Night School series, which was yes, so sadly cut short too early. Right, there we go. Okay, but more news from Hadean Press is one more of their guides to the underworld, the Beheading Game, unearthing the occult mysteries of the Celtic cult of the head. It sounds very, very grim, doesn't it? By Breyer. In the Beheading Game, Breyer investigates the theurgic and thaumaturgic applications of this cult from an occult perspective. And you can read a little bit more about that down here. The hard copy, which is just a little paper pamphlet, really, is £3 usually. Yes, up here, £3. There we go. Or you can buy the EPUB edition for just £1.50. It's really a steal. These guides to the underworld are very, very cool indeed. I was at Watkins Books just last week. I had a lovely time in London and spent some time in Watkins Books. And yes, I do have a tour of Watkins Books coming up very, very shortly. I'm just editing it so that it's presentable, right? But I was able to see just a huge quantity of Hadean Press's guides to the underworld there, and just I wanted every single one of them. Just really very, very cool stuff. Just high quality content, right? Very thin, very, very little, and very affordable, as you can see. Just very, very high quality content. Always interesting. Okay, now we've got news from Black Letter Press on who are releasing. If I understand correctly, they're releasing all the books from the Lemegeton as individual books, you could say, as they were probably initially intended. And they're kicking off here with Ars Goetia, probably the most notorious book from the Lemegeton. This is the entry, I'm going to say the book from the Lemegeton, which introduces the 72 demons who are associated with Ars Goetia, so the art of the Goetia, of the Goes, excuse me, the art of the Goes, the art of the Goes, the art of the Goes, the art of the ancient Greek sorcerer. There we go. That's the idea here. And those 72 demons are particularly well known in esoteric circles. And oh, come on. In esoteric circles. Sorry if that just deafened you. I thought I was on Do Not Disturb. I was not. Sorry about that. So let's see. Yeah, you get the idea. Most of you probably already know the sigils associated with these 72 demons, and it looks like we're getting the sigils from different various sources, which is very, very cool. Those sigils from Dr. Rudd include like two faces, two sides. So with the sigil of the demon on one side, and on the other side you have the associated thwarting angel for keeping that demon under control when you're having any kind of conversation with it or whatever. But it also seems like you have those sigils from other sources as well, so you can presumably choose which one you want to use, which is very, very nice. So that's really lovely. I'll leave links to the shop where you can probably put in a pre-order. I'm guessing it's a pre-order at this point. Let's check it out. No, buy now. It's not a pre-order. You can actually get this already. Very, very cool stuff. All right, nice. So yeah, links to that down below. What else do we have? So this is the author of Magicians Discovered. I think that was the name of his trilogy of books on witchcraft. I can't remember the name of the original book. That's pretty bad, isn't it? It was Witchcraft Uncovered or something along those lines. Anyway, The Magicians Discovered was his treatment of it. Anyway, he has a new book out called The Many-Faced Jewel, and so Traditional Witchcraft. That is the first volume in this presumably series, if it's volume 1. And what do we see here? The Many-Faced Jewels deals with the primal, transcendental reality of the witch's sabbat. It outlines how the individual can hook into this reality, as well as how this basic reality has been recognized by a variety of mystical religious traditions throughout the ages. These include Christian, Gnostic, Islamic, and pagan mysticism. It examines the fundamental unity between these esoteric traditions based on their partaking of the primal vision of the Sabbath. Next, it looks at the 19th century influences on 20th century traditional witchcraft. This includes themes such as the megalithic tradition in Europe, Gerald Massey's work, the concept of the Kabiri, and Neo-Druidism. It documents an example of the influence of Freemasonry on the craft. Finally, it presents practical instructions and theory. These include treatments of the thought of Austin Osman Spare and Andrew Chumbly. It includes a grimoire with cosmology, descriptions of gods, advice on ritual, as well as a ritual framework. It also contains a treatment of the toadstone in relation to the Sabbath and witchcraft, and outlines a system of esoteric anatomy and practice. That's quite a lot to pack into a single volume here, right? So it says that it's clarifying and deepening the themes of The Magicians Discovered, volumes 1 and 3, relating to traditional witchcraft. Sounds pretty exciting, right? You can see some of the contents over here. Just for your information, these, at least the Magicians Discovered, was print on demand with a rather it was a glossy dust cover, right? I'm expecting that this is going to be something along those lines. 480 pages, so it's going to be a thick volume for sure. Okay, let's move on to a couple of books from well, that I found on Amazon, but once again, if you can find these at local bookshop, please do support your local bookstores. If you have no other option, then obviously the links to these are down below, and they are Amazon associate links, so I get a small commission if you decide to use those links to actually make the purchase. The first is one that I actually gave you guys last week, but I know that not everyone actually found the list of links that I posted last week because I was out on a holiday, as some of you know, and this one really caught my imagination, right? So it's two oracles gathered in one book, the oracles of Homer and of the bones, divination of the ancient Homeromanteon and Astragallomanteon. So the Astragallomanteon, they've added an N here, uses huckle bones. I had to look this word up. It seems to be archaic, and it has two possible meanings, a hip bone and a knuckle bone. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this is talking about knuckle bones. Although, who knows, maybe you are throwing however many hip bones, I don't know. In the form of the diviner casts 5 huckle bones. Yeah, 5 hip bones just seems like an unwieldy amount, maybe. To select one of 56 oracles engraved on ancient pillars, and in the latter, the Homeromanteon has been preserved in several Greco-Egyptian magical papyri. The diviner rolls a die 3 times to select one of 216 verses from the Iliad and from the Odyssey to reveal the oracle. In addition to new translations of both oracle texts, this book provides extensive aids for the interpretation of the oracles as well as effective divination rituals. The oracle text is indexed and cross-referenced for the ease of use. Additional background information describes the varieties of ancient Greek divination, its mythological origins, and its Neoplatonic theoretical basis. Approximately 400 pages. Another pretty hefty work right there. Looking very cool. Doesn't look like it's received any reviews yet. So yeah, maybe it's time to change that. We've got new work from Corey C. Childs, the Hierographicon technical toolkit for esoteric artists and academic esoteric alike. Sorry for making this a plural when it wasn't. And this seems to be a Corey C. Childs is pretty verbose, right? He likes to write the way he thinks, I guess. He's certainly very chatty in his writing style, and the point of this work seems to be a keyboard layout, so a font and a keyboard layout, and he shares the way in which you can actually get that font installed on your computer so that you can use it. And then he also gives you a background in fonts and gives you a background in ASCII and various how to say font systems, and I'm thinking of a word and it's not coming to me. Sorry about that. But yes, the idea is that he's examining all of that, but he's also examining all of the background to these esoteric symbols that he's added to his keyboard layout, and he's giving you ideas on how to use this layout and what to use it for, and universal font, close to 60,000 modern and ancient writing and symbol systems dedicated to Thalia, an all-voicing Orphic phonetic alphabet, a universal translation system centered around the ancient Greek alphabet, that's able to capture every sound of the International Phonetic Alphabet using only a fourth of the characters. It looks pretty. Grand correspondence of the 12th zodiac with the 36 deacons, 72 demons, 144 dodecanets, 360 degree, etc., etc. There's a lot here. I mean, just a lot packed into, let's see, into 780 pages, no less, right? Absolute monster of a book. And yes, for those of you who are interested in rabbit holes, this is a collection of them. There you go. Fantastic stuff. All right, happy hunting indeed, right? Good, and then we've got the Heptarchia Mystica of John Dee, and this is one that I spotted at Watkins Books in London. And once again, you know, if you have an opportunity to pick these up at Watkins Books or any other esoteric bookshop or any non-esoteric bookshop, I'm sure if you ask any bookshop in an English-speaking country to get these in for you, they probably will, right? They've got a paperback and a hardcover edition available, and this is the Heptarchia Mystica of John Dee, 3rd edition, revised, edited by Robin E. Cousins. So it's a complete system of planetary magic delivered to Elizabethan magus John Dee in 1582 through the crystal scrying of Edward Kelly. It details the angels ruling the planets and the days of the week, so nothing particularly out of the norm here, I suppose. It describes their functions and how to invoke them. I mean, I am interested in his method. Neglected by the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn and Aleister Crowley, the Heptarchia was eventually published in 1983 after painstaking research by the late Robert Turner, who collated the text from Dee's original manuscripts. A 2nd edition followed in 1986, unavailable for many years. The early editions are now collector's items, and we now have a new 3rd edition, all revised and updated by Robin E. Cousins. So very, very cool stuff. I'm sure that any John Dee completist is going to want this, but I would also assume that anyone who's particularly interested in working with angels is going to be interested in this. It's been out for a year, and I'm not sure why this hid under my radar. I'm very grateful to Watkins Books for bringing it to my attention. I'll leave a link to the Watkins Books web store where you can pick this one up as well. Good stuff. Right, a few non-book entries. First of all, this Black Salt Oracle, which caught my eye today, printed by Avalon. I don't know what it is about holographic material, surface. I really like it. Maybe I like it more than is reasonable for a 45-year-old man to like it. I just really like it. I don't know, it does weird things to the part of my brain that liked it when I was a kid. And I just really like it. So anyway, moving on from that, it seems to be quite a nice little oracle deck. It seems like this is the 3rd in a trilogy of a Lenormand and a tarot. So this is an oracle completing the trilogy, and from what I understand, it's going to be the final entry in this series. It really is going to be a trilogy. You can see some of the cards right here, and I think they're very pretty designs, very modern, very 21st century designs for sure. And I'll continue scrolling down so that you can see the Lenormand also, to get an idea of that. So all of this seems to be available through the Kickstarter, which once again I'll link down below. Lenormand seems to have had several iterations. The Black Salt, which is what this oracle is, Black Salt, and there's the Lilac edition, and I think there's something like a sugar something, pink sugar Lenormand. There we go. Also quite pretty. I don't know if that's holographic or if it's just gold. I think it's probably just gold, although I don't know, you can see the different color. Maybe it is holographic, I don't know. Anyway, very nice, very nice. Okay. Oh, and this is the tarot, I guess. You get the Wheel of Life, the Magician, right? And this is the 1, 2, 3, 10 of Pentacles. All right, that's looks quite pretty. Then we've got LlewellynCon coming up. I attended a good few of the talks of the LlewellynCon a few years ago, and I was hooked. There are so many different topics being covered over 2 or 3 days. It's June 6th to June 15th. Actually, okay, so over several days, 10 days of author talks this year, giveaways, swag, and more. Yes, invariably, there's going to be something that interests you. I mean, there's going to be stuff that doesn't interest you, for sure. But if you look carefully, I challenge anyone to go through every single one of these and to decide that, no, there's absolutely nothing that they're interested in. There's always really, really good stuff. Yeah, for those of you who follow me, I'm sure that Dr. Stephen Skinner talking about what the grimoires are might be a place. I was going to say a place to start, but actually it seems so close to the end here that it might be a place to start wrapping up. But there are a lot of very, very cool authors, as you can see over here. Yeah, Llewellyn's big stars. There we are. I'm sure. No, I'm not going to say anything more more about that. Tamara El Suda, who wrote a book that I recently reviewed called. Oh, it'll come back to me. Yeah. Anyway, but yes, just want to say some of this stuff is going to be very, very interesting. I'm sure all of this stuff is going to be very, very interesting for different people, right? So yeah, pick and choose. It's all free, at least it was previously. I'm quite certain that it's going to be free again this year. Yeah, you just decide which ones you want to go to, and yeah, step 1, reserve your space for the event. Step 2, get your sticker. Step 3, register to win. There we go. The swag, presumably. Right. There we are. Okay, links to all of this so you can decide which of the 40 authors you want to hear speaking you want to go and check out. There we go. The Psychic Witch Retreat by Matt Oren is happening on September 29th to October the 4th, 2024. You can get a discount if you're a member, and I recommend going to check all this out. Awaken your full psychic potential and elevate your magical skills in a comprehensive and immersive retreat experience with Matt Oren. Maybe that's why I didn't spot him at the LlewellynCon. Maybe he's busy preparing this. Discover your hidden psychic and magical skills at the Psychic Witch Retreat. Here you focus on sharpening your psychic senses, mastering various forms of magic and energy work. You discover how to awaken all your clairsenses and find balance between your higher, lower and middle self while lighting up your inner witch fire. Sounds really nice, right? And Matt's Psychic Witch duology about to become a trilogy, I suppose, with his new work on the tarot coming out very, very soon. It's been so successful. People have really, really related to it and really appreciated the the clarity with which he's shared his experience and with which he has encouraged people to explore their own magical powers. Let's call it what it is. And yeah, very, very nice to see something like this happening, an actual retreat happening. Yeah, so stay on campus. Rhinebeck, New York. Okay, just presumably that's where the or stay off. Okay, no, but it is actually there, and you can actually stay on campus, or you can commute, presumably. Okay, that's nice, very, very nice. Okay, and then finally my game of my game of the week is a new edition, a 5th edition of Talisman, the magical quest game. I've only played this once, not when I was a child. I saw my cousins playing this when I was a kid and was very, very interested and really, really wanted to know what it was. By the time I got to play it, I guess I'd played some more exciting, should I say, some games that had more exciting gameplay. But I think I just simply missed what it was supposed to be. This is supposed to be a role-playing game on a board and not a board game, right? So it really is an RPG on a board with from what I remember, there isn't a dungeon master or anything like that. The game itself is the dungeon master, and it's kind of procedural. You draw a card to find out what kind of encounter you have, and so on and so forth. And you're trying to get through the three rings to the center, right? The green, and then the orange, and then the red, all the way to the center. Yeah, you're not going to visit every square on the way. You're going to visit some of the squares, but the idea is that you're going to play the game several times and have new, different adventures every time, right? And so I can absolutely see how this can become a favorite for people who play it regularly with a group of friends and who really get into it. I think that's really nice that Hasbro is in fact bringing out a 5th edition, and I was interested in this actually. Updated graphics, sure, components, yes, and gameplay. So this is kind of what interested me in this 5th edition. More streamlined and accessible gameplay that lets both newcomers and fans jump into a game. I think that's quite nice. 100 illustrated adventure cards. And yeah, they do actually say here it's a gift for role-playing game fans, not necessarily for board game fans, right? So that's nice. Very, very cool. That's what I have for you today. Thank you ever so much for joining me once again. I really appreciate it. I am back on duty. If you'd like to have a one-to-one conversation with me, then there are links down below to be able to book a card reading or just a regular conversation where we talk about really any topic that you wish. If you'd like to support the channel, then of course there's the Patreon, and there are links to that down below, and the Patreon access gives you access also to the Discord, the Foolish Fish Discord, with over 300 different channels on different magical topics, and you'll find lots of other members there who are interested in the same kinds of things as you are. That is, if you're interested in the same kinds of things as I am. And yeah, that's going to be about it from me for today. Once again, thank you so much for your patience as I wrap up all this renovation stuff with the flat. We're nearly at the end now. I think I might be able to sleep in my own bedroom tonight, which is going to be quite exciting. That's something I haven't done since 2023. And so yes, if I can actually get my bed into my bedroom tonight, I'll be a happy man. And I'm going to wish you all a wonderful weekend, and yeah, look out for that Watkins Books tour. I'm going to be releasing the tour to members this weekend, and then I'll make it public for everyone else in a week's time. And I'll also be showing you all the wonderful books that I bought there in another video as well. I made the video at the beginning, the tour video at the beginning of my stay in London, and I didn't yet know which books I'd be picking up. So if you want to find out which books I did pick up, then check out that upcoming video, which will be coming very, very soon as well. All right, that's it from me. Take care of yourselves, and see you very soon with another video. Bye bye.